Okay, everybody, so I just finished with my protest. I'm a little hoarse because I was on my karaoke, just going and going. I came with 3 pamphlets, and 3 people wanted those. I was reading off of the pamphlet. I did 2 reggae freestyles. I was unable to film myself while I was doing it because I had to have my gloves on because it was so cold. It was like 30 degrees, 32, 30 degrees, but I just bundled up, and I arrived at 1:30, and it's now just shy of 4:30, so I did my 3 hours that I was hoping for. I had, like I said, I had 3 people take the pamphlets. I had 2 other people come up and ask why I was there and were actually really interested. I talked to a girl that worked for the museum. I was from the Denver Museum that used to be vegetarian and apparently was not anymore, and we talked a little bit about that, and she was really neat, and she encouraged me to connect with Extinction Rebellion more when I have time. I had my hood on, so my hair is all messy, but oh well. I had one negative experience. When I first started, I was at a different spot. It was actually I think it was like some sort of art museum or something, or a library actually. And they had a brand new statue of the calf next to her mama. The mom's laying down, the calf is standing, huge, ginormous, iron structure. I guess it's iron, I couldn't tell. And then of course the tags in their ears, so they're dairy cows. Cows for slaughter. So I originally started there, and then they came out and told me I couldn't be there because it's their property, so I went across the street, and that was fine. But then I didn't know there was apartments, because downtown Denver, it doesn't look like apartments. Everything looks like it's a restaurant. My voice is so froggy, oh my gosh. Well, he came out and he was furious because I had woken him up. He worked night shifts, and he was in the medical profession, and he was exhausted, and I had no idea that I was waking him up. And at first he came really hostile and cranky because he had been woken up, and he was just 2 nights in a row he worked graveyard. So I explained to him, he said, I don't care if cows are dumb or something, and I said, you know what, you don't have to say that because it hurts my feelings, and it makes me sad that I disrupted you, because it really did. I was like, dang, and I felt foolish because I thought he was like, hey, because he came and he was like, what exactly are you talking about? Can you tell me? And I was like, oh. And then he was actually mad. So I relocated, which actually was the best thing, because I walked around the block and there was the Denver Museum. So I set up on the sidewalk and set up my speaker, and it was just projecting right onto the building, and everyone could hear it. And it was great. I went on ahead, I basically read my pamphlet. So you can look at my video of I Can Prove Vegan Diet is Essential, because I read that pamphlet, and it went beautifully. A girl came out that works there, and she was the one that used to be vegetarian, was maybe thinking about going vegetarian again. She said security was just talking about me, making sure I wasn't going to get out of control. And so that was kind of cool that, it just brought some interest, and even though they were just doing their job, and so I liked that. And so now I'm here in Mad Greens, warming up. You can see my nose is still a little red. My fingers, when your hand gets so cold, your fingernails hurt. Yeah, in the nail bed. So I was cold, but I felt good about it. I didn't care that I was cold because there's people and children suffering. People are children, but there's people suffering in those conditions that can't get out of them. So it was very successful. I thought I got to hand out some pamphlets. I had positive feedback. I feel like I made an impression. I spoke about the ice sheets. I spoke about the American Institute of Physics timeline. I spoke about when we first realized about greenhouse effect. I spoke about the dairy industry. I spoke about animal agriculture. I spoke about the rainforest, the ocean dead zones. I spoke about the 5-year Oxford study. Not Harvard. Harvard did studies on it, but Oxford was the 5-year study on vegan diet being the most efficient tool man has against climate change. So I just stood strong, and I was out there doing my thing for 3 hours. And the next global climate strike, I will be participating as well. I was really actually shocked that I did not see one other person and I'm not trying to make myself sound like better than anybody, but there was no one at the Capitol building, and we drove around the city park, and no one there. There was no one there with me at the museum, right here, where I was just right over there. I was protesting and giving public information, giving information to the public. There was 2 girls there on behalf of human rights, human equal rights, which was excellent, and they had the equal rights, the gays, equal rights, LGBT community. And so I actually donated $6 to them and listened to them and got a perspective on that. And they're out there in the cold until 5, just rocking and rolling. So there were people out doing good. There just weren't any other climate strikers out that I saw. Maybe they were school walkouts, but as far as I know, for the climate strike, you rally at the Capitol building, and just nobody was there. So when I got there, maybe they were there in the morning and they left by the afternoon. Or maybe they just didn't go because the Capitol itself is not open the day after Thanksgiving, or something like that. But if it's the global climate strike, then you might as well get out and do something. So I did, and I encourage anybody who is thinking about doing something like this to absolutely do it, because it feels great, and it's well worth your time. There were lots of children that wanted to listen. There were older people listening. I got thumbs up. I got people telling me to shut up here and there. But overall, everybody appreciated it and was okay with hearing it. And I'm nice and warm now, and I was happy to be out there cold because I was doing something that I care about, and that is so important for the future, that a lot of people care about. Some people can't be out doing this, so if you're someone who wasn't able to be there, I was right there in spirit. That you were there in spirit with me, I was right there for you. Excuse me. And so yeah, global climate strike was a hit for me, and I hope that it planted some seeds and people will look into vegan lifestyle to fight climate change. All right, everybody. So I'm going to get off of my phone because I don't really like to do this in public. People look at you and think you're a weirdo. Oh, Patrick left home. Looks like he's on his way to get to me. So I'm going to get off the YouTube and say it was a great climate strike, vegan all the way, and if you have the slightest urge to do something different that's positive, go with it. It's so great. All right, everybody. Love and peace. Yeah, Extinction Rebellion. So I got my Extinction pinned on right there. Bam! Extinction Rebellion. Yeah. So I support Extinction Rebellion. I'm not actually particularly a part of it. I've donated supplies, a small amount of supplies one time, and I've donated money, and I've donated money to Animal Rebellion. But I need to get some Animal Rebellion gear. I support anybody and anything that is supporting positive change, and it all comes from different avenues. I like Extinction Rebellion because they're so well organized, and they are, they're doing stuff in New York even, they're huge in the UK. But what I like the best about Animal Rebellion is it incorporates animal agriculture, and it acknowledges that they are the leading cause in climate change, and so us going vegan is a huge advantage we have. And so that combined with Extinction Rebellion and all these other components is amazing. So, there is no wrong or right way to start doing the right thing, as far as I know. So just hats off to everybody making a difference. All right. Bye, everybody.